Hi, everyone. Happy Monday morning. It is Carol Williams from Williams Immigration, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration that have happened in the past week. Of course, sometimes we go a little bit further back if there are issues that I think issues that are still ongoing and I think we need to hear about. So you know me, I like to dive right in on our Monday mornings. The first thing I want to talk about is what everyone is talking about, or everyone should be talking about and should be aware of. USCIS has issued a proposed filing fee hike. They want to increase the filing fees. As you know, the Immigration Service is a fee-based agency, which means they run their agency based on the filing fees that are submitted from all of the applications that they receive. They are not like other government agencies. They do not get the majority of their funding from Congress. So they are truly reliant on the filing fees that they receive. So I wanted to let you know that this proposed filing fee has in fact been published. It will impact employment cases, employment-based immigration cases, as well as family-based immigration cases. Virtually no immigration type case will get around this increase in filing fees, this proposed increase. So I wanted to bring you just a few of the highlights from this particular proposed rule that we're seeing. The H-1B lottery registration fee, which is currently $10, they are looking to increase that to $215. Now, to be honest with y'all, I was always curious why it was only $10. I always thought that was fairly low. Having worked inside the agency, I know the amount of work that goes into the H-1B lottery. So I cannot say that I am entirely surprised by the jump from $10 to the proposed $215. But they are proposing to raise the lottery registration for H-1Bs up to $215. They are also looking to increase the processing times for premium processing. They are looking to take it from 15 calendar days to 15 business days. Again, that change is not terribly surprising to me. Having 15 calendar days often includes 2 weekend days when, frankly, the agency is closed. So that is that's a pretty aggressive timeline for them. So I'm not surprised, but they are looking at changing the processing times for premium processing to take it from 15 calendar days, which is what it is currently, to 15 business days. They are looking to increase the H-1B fee from $460. That's your base fee for your H-1B. That's the fee to just file the form. They're looking to increase that to $780. Our L1 petitions, they're looking from taking from $460 up to $1,385. So we all know that many of our non-immigrant employment-based applications are filed using the form I-129 as the base, and there are various supplements to that base, depending on the visa category that you are filing for. Other categories may also be looking at a hike. So they're basically taking those applications from the standard 460 and they're increasing them. The other thing that I thought was interesting when I was looking at this rule that I wanted you all to know about, that there will be, in addition to the increase from the regular 460 filing fee for those applications that are filed using the form I-129, there will also be a new asylum program fee of $600. So that will be in addition to the increase in the forms. So the 460, if we're looking at an H-1B, we're looking at the increase from 460 to 780 plus an additional $600 for the asylum program fee. So the agency is essentially using non-immigrant employment-based applications to help fund the asylum program. So that would be on top of, like I said, the other increase in fees for those visa applications. So what does this mean? This means that you currently have, there is a 60-day period where the agency takes comments. If you want to write the agency and let them know your thoughts on this rule, you can do that. Anyone can do that. Anyone can submit comments. I can tell you, having worked inside the agency myself, those comments are read and they are taken into consideration. So comments are due by March 6th, 2023. So there's a 60-day open comment period. If you have comments for the agency, reach out to them and let them know your thoughts on the new fee rule. And I will say, for individuals that are sort of waiting, taking a wait and see approach, if you're waiting to file for your spouse, or waiting to file that green card application for an employee that you have, or you're waiting to file for naturalization because you're waiting on the fees to either go down or stabilize, the fees are not going to go down. Again, the government this agency is run based upon the fees, so the fees are never going to go down. I don't see that happening. The fees are only really ever going to go up. I've been practicing for over 20 years. The fees have always gone up. So if you are waiting for the fees to stabilize, or you're waiting for the fees to go down, don't do that. If you are ready to move forward, let's get you moved forward and filing that next application before these fees go up. So that's enough on the fees. I may have some more on that next week. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we get anything else from the agency on the fees. The next thing I want to talk about are, when you're filing for your adjustment of status application, you're in the United States, that is the last application you need to file in order to receive a green card. Part of that application includes a medical exam to make sure that you have received certain vaccinations and that you are, that you're not carrying, that you don't have certain communicable diseases. So for a while now, the agency has encouraged applicants to file that medical report with their adjustment of status application. There are certainly strategy reasons why you may want to file it, why you may want to hold off on filing it. It is not required that you file the medical right now with the application. So there is a bit of strategy around that. But in general, the agency is really asking for us to file the medicals with the adjustment of status applications. Some applications are being approved without interview, and that is easier for them to do if they have the medical. But again, there are some strategic reasons why you may not want to do that. So I always encourage people to work with an immigration attorney for their immigration needs. So that said, the agency, we are seeing that in some cases, even though the agency has really requested that we file these medical reports, that the agency is in some cases issuing requests for the medical, even though they've already been filed. So if you get that, understand that it may just be a glitch in the system. It may have been lost. It may not have been put in the file. But if you have filed it, you're not quite sure how to proceed forward, we're certainly happy to help you with that process. But understand that there are some folks that are receiving requests for additional evidence, being the medical, indicating that their medical examination report was never received when in fact it was filed. So that is happening. Hopefully the immigration is aware of this. So hopefully they will help sort of fix whatever is going on internally around that particular issue. The next thing I want to talk to y'all about this beautiful Monday morning is the U.S. Embassy in Cuba, in Havana, is resuming operations, and they will now be processing immigrant visa applications, which are green card applications, and consular services. So if you need to get a visa to come into the United States, you're applying for a green card and you're overseas, those applications can now be handled once again at the U.S. Embassy in Havana, Cuba. As you know, the The U.S. Embassy was closed back in 2017 and has not, and this is the first time that it is resuming operations. So if you are, in Cuba and you need to avail yourself of consular services, you can now do so at your home consulate in Havana. So just as Havana is opening up their consular processes again to its nationals, the U.S. consulates in China are suspending their services. So immigration is always an ebb and a flow. There's always something happening. That's why I love to chat with y'all on Monday morning to let you know what's happening. So U.S. embassies and consulates, the U.S. mission in China is temporarily suspending operations because of the COVID-19 surge in China. So all services are temporarily suspended. So I will definitely keep you up to date on that and let you know when our U.S. mission in China is back up and running. So again, please keep that in mind if you are in China and you are in need of consular services. And the last thing I want to talk to y'all about is the Department of State, who oversees all of our consulates overseas. They have extended the program to waive interviews for certain non-immigrant applications at those offices. This is a measure to help reduce the backlog at the consulates. It is discretionary. Not everyone will be eligible to have their interview waived, but if you are, you must follow the instructions provided to you by the consulate. Each consulate will have very, very specific instructions on where to send your documents, how to get them reviewed by the consulate, if you are in fact eligible for a waiver of the interview. So application types that are eligible for this waiver are our F students, our H1s, H1Bs, H2As, H2Bs, our H3s, as well as the spouses and dependents who will be coming under H4, our Js, who are our interns, L1s, who are our intra-company transfers, Ls, Ms, Os, Ps, and Qs. So again, immigration is a big old alphabet soup. Those are the visa categories of individuals that may have their interviews waived. Again, may. It is not definite. It is not guaranteed. It is not a blanket policy. It is 100% discretionary. This policy has been extended through the end of this year, so through December 31st, 2023. So we're already seeing where this policy at certain consulates is actually opening up visa appointments for those individuals that do need to have an interview in person at the consulate. So we do see that this is in fact reducing wait times to get appointments. But again, it is discretionary. And if you are granted a waiver of that interview, make sure that you follow the instructions provided by the consulate to the T, so that you can get your visa and then get your visa issued and then get your passport back to you. Again, I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration. This has been another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. If you have any questions about your U.S. immigration case, you're seeking help with your U.S. immigration case, you'd like to, get a good team of people in your corner to help you, feel free to give our office a call, 954-903-1337. We are here. We are happy to help you. And have a beautiful Monday morning and a great rest